last of my allergies here. We are live. Good day, everybody. Well, this is True Blast from the Past. Ryan Chataway and Jeff Messerman back again on your computers or whatever device you are watching us on. You can watch us on a toaster if your toaster has that capability. I don't care.
I'm pretty sure there probably is at least on their fridge.
Well, yes.
Watch it on their fridge.
Which is wild. I like the fact that our refrigerators now can stream like The Evil Dead or something.
Yeah,
that works well.
Let me grab a lemonade really quick. What's Jeff and Ryan up to?
See, exactly. I mean, we need to be very pervasive in your lives, and that's our intent here on this show, to completely badger our way in. And what the heck is this show? Well, that's a really good question. It is called ScreenplayDate, an uncomfortable mashup of two words. Screenplay and Playdate. And we did this show. I forgot to look at the date. I think the last time we tried one of these was 2018. Is that accurate, or am I even?
I think that was right. You started it by yourself way earlier than that. Okay. And then I started joining as a guest.
Yeah.
And then we just had fun with it. We kept going, and I think 2018 was the. That
sounds about right.
It's been a while.
Yeah, my twins, I think were just. Oh, actually, well, they were. Yeah, you know what? It might have been earlier because I think my twins were babies because I was doing it when they were napping, and they're starting their senior year in high school. So I think I may have that wrong.
I think you did it in your kitchen back then.
I did. And oddly enough, guess where I am? Yeah. This is clearly a kitchen-based show.
My kitchen's right there. So.
There we go. Excellent. We'll have to get you to move for good luck.
Yeah.
So cool. Well, I guess we'll give as much background as we can in as little time as we can, because that is a screenwriting tenet, is cut to the chase, right? So let's. I've been writing screenplays since. I was 19 years old. I started the year after I graduated high school, after failing as a mortician. We'll talk about that sometime on the show, because you don't want a failed mortician in your town.
That sounds like a screenplay in itself.
We'll talk.
Yeah.
So I lasted 6 days in the business after 2 years of education, and loved movies since I was 6. I think I was 6 years old when I started cutting out the movie clippings from the newspaper and scrapbooking them, and forcing my father to drive me to various theaters so I could stare at movie posters like they were Kubrick's Monolith or something. I mean, I would just stand there and go, oh. And yeah, the life in film. And having done this for about 30 years now, I've had microscopic morsels of quasi-success and mountains of failure. Absolute, beautiful, glorious, shining failure. And if there's any lesson you can take from this show, it's that welcome to screenwriting. the failure is what it's all about. Ryan, introduce yourself a little bit to folks. You have quite a cinematic history as well.
So I didn't stop. I've always been obsessed with like movies and writing. I grew up watching movies. I was like one of the only kids in elementary school that was already well versed in like George Romero films and films I should not have been watching.
I was just gonna say, wait a minute, elementary?
Yeah. I famously had a Halloween club in 5th grade and got detention because I guess teachers at that time did not like the fact that instead of playing tag, kids were running around killing each other.
This is like a Michael Myers tribute club. Is that what I'm hearing?
That's what it was.
Good God.
Instead of tag, you're it was, all right, you're Michael. And
nice. Very good.
Yeah, it lasted a few weeks, and I still feel like it's a legend now in my elementary school. Like, remember when started
we could bring that back. That could be another podcast, the Halloween Club. I think we actually, 200 episodes.
And now we'll be out of breath within 30 seconds of us. Like,
it's true.
Oh, can you just be it? Oh gosh. So
I'll get him later. I'll get him later. He comes by.
So I started my YouTube channel in 2011, mainly just because there was nobody in real life to talk to about the exact. There was nobody in my immediate life to talk to about Eraserhead or, just something obscure at the time.
Have you ever tried kicking up a Eraserhead conversation at Home Depot? It just doesn't go well.
Wow, that would be.
So there's this greasy baby with a bandage. See,
Yeah.
and I know we're buying saws, but hang on, you got just.
Yep. It's like, do you hear that in your radiators? Do you hear that?
That's right. I've got radiator problems. There's this girl with big cheeks dancing around.
Yeah.
Got anything for that?
In heaven, everything is nice. She keeps on saying.
That's right.
And then obviously throughout my life, I've loved writing. I've always wanted to publish something, screenplay, a book. I've started probably 100 over the past 20 years and never finished one of them.
Yep.
Hashtag life of a writer.
Very normal. Very normal.
And so that's kind of like where me and you kind of came together with this, because we both have film and writing, and not even just that, like film writing. And then we were like talking really big on like stage plays and just all that fun stuff. And this was like our little corner of the internet where we could actually bring those together.
Yeah, without a doubt. Yeah. Good stuff. I mean, and if you, the viewer, have that same bug, that same problem, that same whatever, you've come to the right place, because this is a friendly, safe place to talk about it. There's a lot of negative corners of the internet that will tell you a lot of bad information and a little good information on occasion. But a lot of times the main point of those people seems to be, don't do it. It's a dead end thing. And since you and I have last talked, and I'm going to cover this on our little round robin today, but everything has changed so much in that particular business that I think all bets are off. The only rule now, there never were rules anyway, but there were perceived rules. Like you had to live in Los Angeles. You have to know someone in the business. You have, there's all these, you had to. That is completely out the window.
And the last time we did an episode, there was no AI. There was.
Yeah. We'll be doing a show on that, or multiples, I am sure, because that is something that keeps coming up both in every facet of our life, and creativity and writing is certainly no different, right? So and we are live, by the way. It's 4:00 over by Ryan, and 3:00 here in the Midwest, and someone named Quack34, and so live comments are welcome. And someone named Quack34, that name rings a bell from our past.
That's Matt. He was a very frequent guest on Saturday Night Insanity and stuff back in the day.
Right. Absolutely. I remember. Great. Well, let me see here. I can actually look at that. I can even do
Sean's channel, and
there we go.
Oh yeah, the comments are on now.
Yeah,
I could see the comments now too.
That's a wonderful thing. So
we're
doing
how to use
of
computers.
That. It's so big. I mean, I'm going to get my Atari fired up later. My Commodore 64 is running hot. So, nice to see you, Matt. Thank you for tuning in. It's great. It's great to be here. So I guess to start out with, this was considered a career or an art form that could lead to a lot of money. And that is, I guess, both a good and a complicated thing. And people doing art for the right and wrong reasons. And I've encountered all of that, and I've embodied all of that. I have frequently tried to write a screenplay thinking, oh, this John Woo, John Wick, Die Hard-esque action film. Man, this is the one that's going to fill my chime card. This is the, this is the one that, and that's seldom the case. It can be the case. I mean, there are great stories of people who have dug out some gold in them there hills, and I have one for us today, a very recent sale. And it's kind of interesting. I thought it'd be fun to talk about. I'm going to try to bring the article from Deadline up on our screen here because, like Ryan said, knowing how to use computers is fun. Oh, first off, what's that? Look at that. I think we're gonna get some. We can actually sell plasma for $800 a month. So maybe that's the real business we should be in. We'll talk later. But
there are technical difficulties, everybody.
Exactly. Until that time, Sony preempts the Ballad of the Ember Knight. The Ballad of the Ember Knight is the movie, and
Yes.
let's give this a quick look. After Christopher Nolan turned Homer's ancient poem into gold with the Odyssey, maybe Hollywood is ready to take more chances on literate period fare. How else to explain the high level of interest when CAA, that's Creative Artists and Associates, I believe, in Los Angeles, and Kaplan Perone, must be their agent, went out with the spec script, The Ballad of the Ember Knight, a 14th century set drama that clocked in at 190 pages. Speaking of rules, we'll talk about that too. When the dust settled, yeah, right? They sent out the San Francisco phone book. They're going to make it into a movie. When the dust settled, Sony paid near 7 figures, not 6. There's one extra to the sibling writing team, Kieran and Brennan O'Day. It is the first time they sold a script. There's a little description here too. Ember Knight is a medieval epic set against the French and English conflict during the 100 Years' War. The hero is a legendary warrior accused of murdering the royal family. To reclaim his standing, he must protect the kingdom's last surviving prince from the conspiracy that threatens them both. Sony's Brittany Morrissey and Peter Kang brought it into the studio, and it came without producer attachments. So that's kind of like a naked script that just got out there. Now, so 7 figures. I excelled in English, not in math, but if I sit down and think of it real hard, that's $1 million at least.
I mean, it's a couple $100 at least. Like,
yes, if it's the installment plan, yeah,
that's insane to me.
It is insane. It is insane.
Because I mean, it's like on one hand, it's like screenwriting as a business is just kind of like they talk about a decline, but then all of a sudden somebody's getting 7 figures for a script. And not only that, it's the first script they've sold. And a script that runs, let's talk about movies and stuff. Nice to see you too. One of your fans. Hey, what's up, Dale?
All right. There we go. So there are certain tenets of this gig, one of which you shouldn't really go over 120 pages when you're shopping around a script, or even if you're an established screenwriter. That has actually been diminished because attention spans have diminished. And they recommend nowadays they were saying 90 and 100, but I've even heard cases where people are drilling down. Do you have an 80-page script? So, and that boils down to, for those of you who don't noodle with this stuff, it's basically 1 page equals 1 minute. So 120-page script is going to be 120 minutes, i.e. 2 hours. So that's kind of the sliding scale they use for that sort of thing. But this is a 190-page script, essentially a novel. It's crazy. And they struck gold. They broke every rule. Okay, the amount of rules that are broken here, like these guys are presumably have no tethering to the business whatsoever. It doesn't seem like it. They're brothers. I don't know how I'd work with my brother on a script. I think there would be not a draft would come out of that, but a lot of blood would come out of that if I worked with my brother on a creative project. Notwithstanding like the Coen brothers and who are the Epstein brothers who wrote Casablanca. I mean, there are instances where it happens, but I bet it's not pleasant. And
the good Epsteins.
Yes, the ones that are nowhere near an island. So except for French Morocco.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it's interesting, like you said, and that's our next feature I wanted to look at. But the guy who cracked the $1 million mark when the '90s spec script gold rush was going on was a gentleman named Shane Black. And I think it was with The Last Action Hero. I may be wrong. I think he wrote something that, and he's not the guy who wrote Die Hard. I think that was a guy named Steven D'Souza, I think, wrote the original Die Hard draft.
I think he was coming off of the fact that he wrote Lethal Weapon.
That was it. Yes. There you go. And I don't know if Lethal Weapon was a million. Yeah.
And they were like, we need more of this guy. And it was like, I'm pretty sure Last Action Hero was like, he was now established, even though Lethal Weapon was huge, but he was really now established. And let's just give him money.
Blanc. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not eating well. He looks peaked. Get him a check. So, and Shane Black has had, to his credit, I mean, credits to his credit. He's had a pretty long and storied career. That's not a pun either. Storied career.
He acted in Predator. Like
he did.
That's another funny little.
Oh, absolutely. He's kind of a nut. I mean, I've seen him in various interviews. He's a goof, but he wrote, speaking of Predator, he got the writing job on a recent Predator film called The Predator. I think he directed it too.
He did. People
hated that film, and so I avoided it. And I wanted to watch it. I actually kind of had a good time with it, but it's really silly. It's damn silly.
I think it had a lot of bad press going into that because of the whole situation with he hired an old friend,
right?
That had I'm pretty sure problems. But didn't tell anybody about it or something like that, and so the press going into it, like, it was already like, if you go see this movie, you're supporting this kind of thing. And
I suppose that's true. Well, that was certainly of the era, and still is of the era in some ways, right?
Yeah. So I still haven't seen it, and I love the Predator movies.
You should give it a look.
I don't have anything against it, like, at all. Now I just haven't seen it yet.
Again, it's not for if you're Cineram. Nice to see you.
What's up, Cineram?
Said lots of late stage changes to the Predator, which made it less good, and that's probably accurate. It does look like it was noodled with and monkeyed with quite a bit, and I think it may have been knocked down to a PG-13, which never helps for that kind of thing. So, and maybe I might be wrong on that.
CGI blood.
Yeah, right, exactly. But the tone of the thing was very jokey, and Shane Black has a really good command of humor, and I think that put off Predator fans too. It is a very unserious film in most respects. But I thought some of the action was well done, and it was diverting enough that I found it. I bought it. It's on the shelves over there. So, but here we are again with $1 million spec sales, and that's the other thing too. These guys, these guys were going out there with nothing but a draft in a suitcase and a wing and a prayer, and they're coming away with $1 million that they have to split evenly because they're brothers. So there we go, which still is nice. And they probably have a
screenplay idea. That's another that in itself.
Right, exactly. Sounds like a good Frank Capra story, right?
Yep.
Cineram has corrected me. It definitely is ours. So that's good. That's the Ballad of the Ember Knight, and I suppose it'll be. Well, here's the thing too, which is interesting. We don't even know if this thing's going to go into production. I mean, it's a spec script sale. They basically have optioned it, and now Sony has the rights to develop it. But if it all collapses like a bunch of knockwurst, I mean, it's that's $1 million gone. Now, to a company like Sony, that's what, like losing a ballpoint pen behind the desk. I mean, it's not a huge deal, but it is interesting that once again, these kind of numbers for a pre-sold IP, because that's really what has been fueling Hollywood and that level of filmmaking for the last 20 years since superhero movies and CG cartoons for kids, and it's just so this is, I mean, well, I guess the bottom line for that is this is encouraging. This is encouraging for the business. So nothing wrong with that. We'll take the encouragement. Got another comment from Cineram. Have you heard of a movie from the 90s called Feeling Minnesota? That's the one with Cameron Diaz and
Keanu Reeves.
Reeves, yeah. I think I watched it when I brought home a stack of VHS films from a Ma and Pa video store called Video Savings on Brown Deer Road in Wisconsin. So it was probably feature 3 of a 4-feature evening, which probably also included beer and dangerous pizza. So I cannot claim that I remember it very well, but I do remember being okay. I remember actually having some pretty sharp wit. It felt like it was also another studio tampered movie. Like it may have been a really good indie that they elevated, So yeah, watch it again.
In hindsight, it always reminded me, and I never saw it, but like in terms of like promotion and stuff, it reminded me of like maybe like Gus Van Sant had something to do with it or something like that. Which sure. I don't know if he did, but
Cameron Crowe type of thing too. Yeah, Cinerem says it was a first-time director got hired to make his own original script. Interesting. So that is that's the dream, I suppose, eh? But it's got to be a nightmare too.
Yeah.
It's like that Project Greenlight. It was always fun watching that show early on and seeing these directors with hopes, dreams, and integrity get completely shredded over a period of 12 episodes.
Yeah.
So there you go. That's the optimistic side of the show. Let's plunge things into darkness, Ryan. Another Deadline article. They do a pretty good job of reporting on the business still, and this article about just the overall health barometer of the business. And if I can catch up with sharing things here, we'll do really well. Come on, StreamYard. There we go. Hi-ho away. Article from a couple weeks, August 5th, by Katie Campione. TV and film scribes aren't spinning a tale this time. Jobs really have plummeted in the last decade. And she writes, if it feels like there are far less writers working in film and television nowadays, that's because there are. The WGA West's latest data shows that 27% fewer members reported any earnings in 2025 compared to peak employment 3 years prior. Around 5,072 writers reported earnings to the Guild last year. Now, I have to add, some of those 5,000 may have made $3 on a script. But it's still earnings that need to be reported to the union, right? So down from nearly 7,000 in 2022, according to the WGA West annual financial report. It is clear that the contraction continues to have an impact on the industry, the Guild's Western Division says in the audit, calling the situation a result of the company's pullback in scripted programming after years of overspending. The picture doesn't get much rosier when looking back even further. In 2016, more than 5,900 members reported earnings, up from about, so the numbers are just kind of pouring in there. And it says, while the number of jobs available to writers appears to be in free fall after the 2023 strikes, the total upfront earnings of the writers who are working look like they may be leveling out. So, not as many people doing this thing, but those who are getting microscopic raises, it sounds like. So hooray. Which
so unfortunate. The whole thing is so unfortunate.
It's not a good way to run a business. That much is clear. It's interesting because the tried and true test of time adage for all of this, for those who write and want to write movies, is you are regarded as the lowest form of life by those who make movies. That does seem backwards. It does seem strange, and it seems kind of twisted and wrong. Because in the absence of a script, I don't know what they show up and do every morning when they bring the cameras, lights, and actors in. What do you think about all that?
I mean, at that point, it's just C-SPAN. Like, that's
right.
I mean, it's crazy because being really me, especially over the past few years, getting really big into like film noir and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So many of like screenwriting was a gig that authors that didn't really feel like they had much left to say to the publishers for books.
Yeah.
Some that just needed a quick buck. They would just pump out scripts with either their name or their fake names, and
sure,
that was their way of making money. And so many people just pumped out script after script, and like RKO would get them, and like all these like B studios would get them, And then on the other side of the coin, like they were still considered the lowest of the low. I mean, think of William Holden's character in Sunset Boulevard. Like, I mean,
the ultimate fate of the screenwriter, face down in someone's pool.
Yeah.
Spoiler. Sorry.
And like, it's insane. Like, how just the fact that they've always been treated like that, and they are the ones who have the idea.
All starts with them, doesn't it? Yeah. Cineram has an interesting comment here. The people who get paid the most are the people who have the most power, and screenwriters rarely have the most power on any project, and that is absolutely 1000% true. And it's interesting that, and it's funny because I don't want to get too bitter about that, and because there are times when the suits, if you want to call them that, and the actors and the director, certainly, because this is a director's medium. That's the thing. I mean, if you really want that level of control, a writer-director, like you were mentioning before, Cineram, on Feeling Minnesota, well, that's the way to go. But even that person probably was answering to a producer who said, oh, that's your favorite scene. That's your baby. That's your darling. Get it out of there. It's a drag on the film.
Yeah.
It is a collaborative medium. And I think the writers who can linger in this thing are at least at a minimum able to function socially in a room, be able to take notes from someone who says, I hate this, I hate this, I hate this, and be able to convert that into something that's still usable without disappearing into a bottle of Jack Daniels. Which can happen as well. So I'm looking at you, F. Scott Fitzgerald, and Raymond Chandler. So yep. But it's interesting, the writers you mentioned, like the B movie guys who were just banging scripts out for our Monogram Studios and RKO and all those. I love Monogram Studios. Monogram's great. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I love Monogram.
Because it'll be like Monogram would make like 900 movies in a year, and without even batting, they just like they didn't care. They were just like, we need content to fill all of these theaters across the country. We do it rapidly, and and the director would say, well, this movie I made, it's no good, and they're like, well, that's okay. That's fine, just get it out there. This movie looks exactly like these other 5 movies. Oh, perfect, let's get it out there.
This isn't Clark Gable, but he looks kind of like Clark Gable.
Right. It's we call him Stark Table. He's so close. Looks good on the poster, right? Mm-hmm. So it's interesting how, from that era that you're talking about, and a lot of those guys were journalists too, because they could bang stuff out fast. They were all like newspaper writers. Even what's the guy, Ben Hecht, who was like the guy who wrote the front page, which is appropriate, and which became my His Girl Friday later on. He was a Chicago journalist or whatever, and he's just banging stuff out. And I don't think, we probably get a little precious about it now because it's such an expensive art form to put together, and so people look at these scripts and they're like, well, this is going to take ILM to do this and that, and it's interesting and maybe a little self-destructive, maybe Hollywood, So yeah, but anyway, that's the article there. It's not exactly doom and gloom, but it is a contraction. A lot of it, I'm sure, stems from that horrible strike that went down in 22, the writer's strike, which served nobody because everybody came away from that with less money. They all came away from that strike with less. And I don't know.
Everybody compromised too much.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even like really nobody came out the winner. So it was like, what was,
Exactly. So Ryan, we're at essentially the 30-minute mark, and as we both predicted, this goes really fast for both of us. I had grandiose visions. We had a musical number. Ryan was going to sing, lead. I was going to do harmony. This was big. None of this happened. I had my tap shoes over there for the Fred Astaire segment of the show, but we didn't get to any of that. But there will be future episodes. We're hoping, as long as Ryan can do this, I'd like to do this once a week if we can.
I'm 100% game with that.
Wonderful. Next episode, I have a script I'm currently working on, and I would love to pitch it to Ryan, and I want him to put his producer hat on and just shred me. So
The funny thing is, I'll try, but I'm too much of a fanboy that I'll be like, yes, yes. Oh my god.
well, that's okay too, you know.
Yeah.
Oh darn! Someone's saying nice things about me. I'm horrified. But yeah, but if you do tell me that I'll never eat lunch in this town again, I'll take it with a smile. Cinderam asking the very important question: when's the next episode? So yes, show business here, or the business of this show. I have off all Wednesdays during the summer. When the summer months conclude, we will probably have to adjust. But if this time is good for you, Ryan, we'll do the same thing next Wednesday, 4 p.m. your time, 3 p.m. Central. How's that?
Sounds good to me.
Fantastic. Excellent. All right. Well, we're going to mosey on down the dusty trail, and thank you so much for tuning in, Ryan. Thank you. This was great fun.
I'm glad that we were kind of reaching out to each other again and decided let's just do it now. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Absolutely. Yes. I detest forethought and planning in all its forms. So we're just here in your face, and that's all. That's all there is to it. So thank you, everybody. All right. We'll catch you next week. Same time, same channels, plural. And we'll see you then. I'm going to push end stream, and you all get to return to your regular lives.